Hello everybody, video here for you today. There is a ranch in northern Utah that's considered to be the epicenter of the strangest and most disturbing phenomena on Earth. Bizarre UFO sightings, animal mutilations, and unusual energies that have proven harmful to humans. The federal government tried and failed for 20 years to find answers, but now a new team of experts has taken over, determined to reveal the secret of Skinwalker Ranch. This is the Retro No Cap recap of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Season 2, Episode 1, called Breaking Ground, aired May 4th, 2021. For more Skinwalker Ranch recaps, there's a playlist in the upper right. To start Season 2, radiation oncologist Dr. Christopher Lee gets a helicopter ride from owner Brandon Fugel to Skinwalker Ranch. He's looking forward to engaging the unexplained injuries to Thomas Winterton, in which a growth in the back of his head caused his scalp to separate from his skull, and Dr. Travis Taylor, who suffered radiation burns and a few days later developed a cyst that had to be removed from his finger. Helicopter pilot is Brandon's brother, Cameron, and he explains that he is flying south of Skinwalker Ridge, otherwise known as the Mesa, so as to avoid any possible electromechanical failures that are plentiful in that area. Dr. Taylor thanks Brandon for being re-invited to the ranch and is grateful for the opportunity to investigate things that can't be explained by modern physics. Brandon reports that incidents have continued at the ranch during the off-season. When Brandon asks what experiments he'd like to do, Dr. Taylor said he would like to look under the surface of the ranch. Dragon, as always, expresses reservations about digging, but says he will follow Brandon's lead. Thomas informs the team that there is a car-sized pit just to the west of Homestead 2, filled with foliage that he can't tell how deep it is, but he was able to fill it with water in 3 hours, but then all the water drained out in 15 minutes. The previous year, ground-penetrating radar picked up a dome shape that the tech suspected was the top of a tunnel right in front of the pit. They decided to fill it with water again, but also die to try to see on the ranch where it comes out. This is the pit in question, and the team gets to work. Thomas, Dragon, and Dr. Taylor dig a trench to divert water from the irrigation ditch nearby. Dr. Taylor estimates it is flowing at 10 gallons a minute, which Thomas says is 3 times faster than he filled it last time. With a 5-gallon bucket, his phone stopwatch, and some math, Dr. Taylor finds that he was way off. It's 120 gallons a minute. Thomas is again surprised the water level is not coming up faster. Dr. Taylor leaves to get the rest of the team in the dye, saying that it will be full before he gets back. They will be using an environmentally safe green dye. The Laguna team used a similar red dye to confirm that the Money Pit area is still connected to Smith's Cove via water on Oak Island. The dye is poured into the feeding trench, and then they fill the trench to stop the flow of water so the pit will drain. The team splits up to different areas of the ranch to watch for the dye. They also have someone using a drone to look for it. Dr. Taylor says that they put at least 45,000 gallons of water into the pit, and 80% of it had drained out within an hour. They checked the borehole they drilled in the road by Homestead 2 last season, the closest known water to the pit, but that revealed only clear water. The next closest water is an old cistern behind Homestead 2. Since this is the area where Dr. Taylor contracted radiation symptoms after he removed the cover, Thomas volunteers to do so this time. They check for radiation at the bottom, and it's lower than the background radiation above. No dye is spotted by any of the teams, including in the river called Dry Gulch Creek, and a marshy area that fills with water seemingly randomly. Thomas asked Brandon via video conferencing if he can get equipment to the ranch to clear out the brush of that pit and dig it a little bit to try to find out where all the water went. And this time, Dragon is amenable. The clearing out of the brush begins. The team is having a tech do continuous tests for anything in the ground that might be dangerous. The first safety sweep reveals only background radiation, but Caleb's phone begins changing screens, calling contacts, and taking screenshots like it did last season when the cow died and when rocket launches preceded the first UAP many of the team members had seen. He turned it off and it turned itself back on and bypassed the pin code. Dr. Taylor elects to keep digging. 16 feet down, Thomas hits clay, which stops water. The tech is also a hydrologist, and the only explanation he has for 45,000 gallons of water disappearing so quickly is that there could be voids the dig hasn't revealed yet. The team will stop for the day and decide next steps. 8 hours later, they're eating burgers when Caleb hears something and points his flashlight in that direction. They weren't being filmed for the show, but one of the monitoring cameras captures the moment. Caleb heads toward it, and Dr. Taylor is right behind him, and they see a yellow gold triangle-shaped something that vanishes. Dr. Taylor begins filming with his phone at that point. They don't see any tracks. Dr. Taylor stops recording right as this UAP darts across the sky. Fortunately, another surveillance camera picks it up. I'll continue these retro no-cap recaps of seasons 2 through 4 of The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. Seasons 1 and 5 are already done and are in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. I'm also doing retro no-cap recaps of The Curse of Oak Island, seasons 7 and 8. All of the other episodes are already in my Oak Island playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment.